Welcome to Hollygirt School. This is our first ever virtual tour and I hope you enjoy it. I've just left Cramner Street behind me and I'm now walking down the beautiful Elm Avenue, which on a lovely spring afternoon like this smells delightful and is beautifully green. We've also got two large gardens where our children play, which also give the impression that we are a rural school, even though we're just a 10-minute walk from Nottingham city centre. We're just approaching our main building on the right. Welcome, come on in. Hollygirt School was founded in 1877 and we've been on this site in this very building since 1913, with one brief spell when we were evacuated during the war when the army commandeered the space. We were, until 2014, a girls' school, which if you look around in 2020 you'd be quite surprised by, because indeed we are fully co-educational in every single year group now. We've got children here from the age of 3 to 16, so some come as very, very young children into our early years department and stay until they've taken their GCSEs. Altogether, we've got 4 buildings. 2 of them are nominally senior school and 2 nominally junior school. And we're hoping you'll get a good sense of our buildings as you're looking round today. The question I'm most often asked about Hollygirt is what makes us different? The answer is quite simply, you can feel Hollygirt's values. You can feel the significance of our traditions within our walls. We are one big family, one community, working together for a common purpose. Our children are happy. They thrive, they're looked after. We have very simple expectations of them, that they are kind, that they are courteous, that they are respectful, and that they work hard. Children can start at Hollygirt at any point if it's the right time for them. Sometimes that even might be in the middle of a term. Though most will want to start at the beginning of a September term, it's quite normal for us to integrate children throughout the year if things are not going right in their current schools. We don't have an entrance test, so there's nothing for children to fear. We're not selecting them on ability. All we want is that they will come to Hollygirt, enjoy being here in order to thrive, to do their best. Hollygirt School takes a one-form entry into junior school and most of the classes are around about 10 children. In the senior school, we take a two-form entry and the maximum class size will be 15. They're around 12 or 13 at the moment, with some GCSE classes as low as 4 children. You will understand the difference this makes to children's progress when a teacher facing 10 children can literally prepare different resourcing and can meet every need within a classroom as it presents itself. No child is ignored, no child is waiting with their hands up, waiting for some assistance or for an explanation. Children are kept on task and are kept motivated. You can see why we get fabulous results, because the progress is so rapid. Sports at Hollygirt are very important to us. We do all our games lessons off-site. Once a week, each year group go down on a bus we charter to the university sports hall or one of their fields if we're doing athletics. And we use fantastic facilities down there. We do a whole range of different sports. We do basketball, we do football, we do hockey, we do netball, we do rounders, and having started a list, I'm bound to leave a whole range of things off. But we do every sport you could imagine, with the exception of contact rugby. On a Thursday morning, we walk all the children in the senior school down to the forest recreation ground, where they have another session of games which is focused on their team skills, so that we can develop our pupils for the fixtures that we take part in throughout the city, county, and sometimes beyond. For a small school, we pack a big sporting punch, taking over 70 fixtures in the last academic year, and doing surprisingly well against much, much bigger schools in competitive games. We do lots of trips and visits to support the curriculum. We do team building activities and residential breaks and fieldwork expeditions. We also take larger holidays much, much further afield for those who wish to join us. We've been to the West Coast and the East Coast of America. We've been skiing. We try every year to have a holiday opportunity for our children, and where possible, these are for as many year groups of children as we can fit in. They're very popular. At Hollygirt, academic expectations are high. To give an example, last year, over 50% of the papers sat at GCSE were awarded a grade 7 to 9. That's the equivalent of the AA star grade. Some of our children will get a full run of grade 7 to 9s, and others won't, and that's fine. Each child is expected to make excellent progress and expected to work hard to do their very best. Not all pupils will aspire to those highest of grades, but it's important that we're preparing each one for what comes next in their education and in their life. This is the senior school main entrance space. Here's my office, and this is the pupil reception and where visitors will come. This building has 4 floors altogether. This is the second floor. There are 11 classrooms in this space, and in this area we teach the maths, English, modern foreign languages, and all our humanities subjects. Every child from year 7 to 11 has a form room base in this building. It's also our administrative hub. The Bursar's office and the administration team are just round the corner. I've come up 1 flight of stairs, and now I'm next to our suite of English rooms and the school library. In larger schools, you may be introduced to something called a learning resource centre. We have a library, a space full of books. Reading is terribly important to us at Hollygirt, and we want to encourage the children to pursue their interests through books. So much so, we give 1 lesson a week just for private reading. The library contains books for all different sorts of readers: fat books, thin books, dyslexic-friendly books. So there's something for everyone here. On the reading schemes, we're asking the children to gradually get out of their comfort zone with what they're reading, to read books in different genres, all from different parts of the world. Gosh, it's tiring walking up all those stairs. I'm now on the top floor, which is the maths corridor. But also tucked away up here is this rather special little room, which is our sensory space. It's a space where children come for some time out, especially those who might have some social and emotional needs. They're looked after by Mrs. George, our pupil support worker, and in this space they might just need to put some headphones on and take some quiet time, sit on a beanbag or play some games. This is the maths corridor. Maths is a pretty special subject at Hollygirt School. Not only is it arguably one of the most important, it's also the one that a lot of people find really hard. My department have worked really well to produce a whole set of strategies to try to help. The strategies are things that give a different way of learning something that's a concept. It might be a song or a visual, some different way of learning something really difficult, not just a formula. And it works really well. Those skills transform as they get older and as they start to prepare for their GCSE subjects. Hola! Here we are in the Spanish room. Next door is French, where I would have said bonjour if we were going to go there, but we're not. So here we are in Spanish. This is a subject that's so enthusiastically taken. You only have to look at some of our videos on our YouTube channel to see the fabulous things that the Modern Languages department get up to at Hollygirt. Now I'm going on my way to the White House. You'll see when we get there the senior playground, the music room, and where we do all our science, technology and arts subjects. The children go across the avenue in pairs or threes. In truth, they're always going at the same time at lesson changes and for playtimes. But rest assured, junior children never go anywhere on site unaccompanied. The astute of you may have noticed that I've changed my footwear. That's because we've come across to playtime. And here I am in our ball play area with a ball. This area of our garden is quite expansive and it offers the opportunity for children to just come outside and sit down or to play, but it's their area of recreation. Well, I've always wanted to do this. This is the music department. It's a brilliant subject, music, and everybody can have a go. We've got some really cool musicians who take their lessons at school with one of our visiting music teachers. We've got drum teachers and guitar teachers, piano and violin teachers. In fact, anything you want to play, we can find you a visiting professional teacher if you'd like to take your lessons here. But every child in the school gets the opportunity to take part and do some class musical performances on ukulele, on keyboard, on guitar. And we've got a huge programme of concerts, shows and things to get involved with, particularly for the singers and for the instrumental groups. There's always lots going on. It's a fantastic area for Hollygirt School. Well, here I am in the chemistry laboratory. We've got 3 labs, one for physics, one for biology and one for chemistry. Science is a very, very important subject for our children. The best thing about it is they learn how to experiment. Because we have small classes, the children have the freedom to learn how to use the chemicals, the gas, etc. safely. So they learn to set a hypothesis, to trial it out, and to learn by genuinely doing. That stands them in great stead for Key Stage 4 when they're approaching their GCSEs, and this becomes a really important part of their course. Welcome to the computer room. At Hollygirt, computing is important for all our children, from the very youngest. We all know that children are brought up, a lot of them with gadgets from very early years, but what we're teaching them is how to utilise them safely. We're teaching them about coding and about programming and about IT functions which will all help them in the workplace. We know this is an area that's increasingly important as so many exciting jobs are to be found currently in the IT industry. The creative arts are really important to us at Hollygirt too. You can see perhaps around this room the range of things that we get up to with all sorts of different media. This is a food and nutrition room. I think it's probably my favourite place. Mainly because I get invited to come and taste things and try things. And gosh, are they good. In this class, we follow the early years curriculum for our nursery and our reception children. Our timetable is written out so that every day a child will get a period of taught time, followed by a period of child-initiated activity. To the naked eye, these child-initiated activities may look like play, and indeed that's what it is. The whole point is our children learn much of their learning and their social learning through play. The teachers are monitoring what the children are doing, and the activities are set out, each table of 7 correlating with the early years 7 stages of learning, so that each table suggests to the children something that they could be doing which will be helping them with their progress. For example, there's always a literacy table where children can go and just practice their handwriting. We don't teach formal writing at this stage, but the children are helped to form their letters as part of their phonics sessions. Phonics is the program we use to encourage the children to learn to read. They start with simple sounds, b, k, a, and eventually these blend to form words, k, a, t, for example. This happens in the carpet time, but it's reinforced in the activities that are there through play. Every play activity is about colour, shape, texture. It's about using the small motor skills, developing the gross motor skills, all of which are required as the children develop their writing skills and their play skills. We know all our 3-year-olds can't sit still and perhaps haven't been in a nursery setting before, don't understand about having to share an adult's time, but they follow each other. What's really interesting to see in this unit is how the children model on each other's behaviour. So they come in, they know where their coat goes, where their snack box goes, where their book bag goes. They know when they're expected to sit on the carpet because other children are modelling that behaviour for them. It's a dynamic space. Progress at this age is rapid, and the teachers keep very, very comprehensive records which are shared with parents as the children progress to meeting their early years goals. We report these to the council and of course share them with parents at all points. Perhaps at this age, parents are more closely involved with their children's education. They meet the teachers as they deliver the children in and pick them up at the door. Some children take a little longer to settle, but the staff are so used to looking after children that it's genuinely best that a parent comes in, says goodbye and leaves. And usually within minutes the child is up and running and playing and making friends. Making friends is never a problem. A lot of parents worry a little that this might be a problem for their child if they haven't been in a nursery setting, but it's not. There really is nothing for parents to worry about because these children are looked after in a really small setting where an adult might have as few as 4 or 5 children in the nursery to look after, where their day is structured. They even get lunch with us. They're fed in the room, and the teachers and the children help to set the tables. the teacher will sit with the children and eat the same food. It's a little bit like a family meal time. It's certainly part of their social learning. We're also blessed to have a dedicated outside space for the early years, as well as the larger playground. And wherever possible, the children will be outside doing their learning. What's just fantastic in this unit is the sheer amount of exciting things that happen. We hatch chickens. We develop the chrysalids into butterflies and release them into the wild. We grow our bean shoots when we're looking at Jack and the Beanstalk. The children's hands-on experience here, this experiential learning, is perhaps the fundamental starting point for everything that follows in a Hollygirt education. This is Stafford House, the main junior school building. In here we teach our Year 1, 2, 3 and 4 children. Year 1 is in room 1, Year 2 in room 2 on the ground floor, and upstairs we have Year 3 and Year 4. After early years, the children move into Year 1. Year 1 and Year 2 are called Key Stage 1. In Year 1, the first thing we do is to ensure that the children make a good transition. This means there's a lot of handover work with the reception teacher. In the summer term, we hope the Year 1 teacher will be able to go into the early years unit to really get to know those children who are coming up and to get to know what they know and get to know how they work and what best works for them. We ensure in the September term that they've met their early years goals before progressing with the Year 1 curriculum. Some things are different in Year 1. The first thing is we start to teach them formal handwriting skills, formal spelling, formal punctuation. We start to teach cursive writing. That's where we join our letters up. We like cursive writing because it helps the flow of the writing once a word is learnt and spelt correctly and those letters are joined up. It's easier not to make spelling mistakes forevermore. We also progress their reading along the reading scheme from the starting point where they leave early years, using one of many schemes that we use to try to keep the children moving forwards with their reading. We don't have a quota on the amount of books they can have in a week, and the reading book comes home every night so that parents can read with their children and can feel the progress that they're making. They will get a tiny bit of homework on top of the reading, spellings and learning times tables, and maybe one little written piece of work a week, usually in topic or in English. The curriculum here is a little bit more formal. The children are doing a different range of subjects. Science, they're doing topic, which includes the art and technology work as well as the humanities subjects. Discreetly, they're studying their literacy and their numeracy, and they're also doing games and PE. In Year 1, the children go off-site once a week, and for half of the time they will go swimming. Their other games lessons are on-site, in our playgrounds, or in the senior school hall. This changes when they get to Year 3. Key Stage 2 spans the academic years 3 to 6. So the children enter at 7 until they're 11 years old. It's what traditionally used to be called junior school. At Hollygirt we call all our younger children juniors, so that can be perhaps a little confusing. In Key Stage 2, the children's curriculum progresses similarly to that in Key Stage 1, but there are some changes. One is that they go off-site for their games lessons. All of the Key Stage go together down to the university sports hall, where they've got a huge amount of space and can really start their team games and their ball skills practice. We also do fixtures for children at this age in a whole variety of sports, playing with some of our nearest schools, some city schools and some other independent schools too. The curriculum focuses on its maths and its English, usually in the mornings, and then in the afternoon will be dedicated to topic, which is our humanities, design, art subjects together. The topic follows a subject that usually is chosen by the teacher or that links to something that's happening in the world at the moment. This class are looking at the Titanic at the moment, which I imagine has been inspired by one child's fascination with the subject. The children will also be looking at modern foreign languages. This class is doing some Spanish work. It's not a formal curriculum here. It's about language acquisition, language awareness. A lot of it will be through song. But we're very lucky to have a language specialist in this Key Stage able to work with the children. They also have a music specialist teaching them music. And all the way through our junior school, children get lots of opportunities to perform. Twice a year, they will all be included in a show. They will all swim in the swimming gala. They will all take part in a sports day. Inclusivity is a really important word for us. Every child has every opportunity in Hollygirt Junior School. This is the junior school playground. It's a beautiful space, open and green, with a ball net area at the end for people to play football. All our junior children play out here, but the early years children get a little bit of time first so they can have the whole space to play on the stilts and on the bikes and with the exciting things there are around. You may notice behind that there's scaffolding on our building. Sorry, we're having a new roof. This is the last of our 4 buildings I'm going to show you today. Just to let you know where we are, it's number 9 Villa Road. We're parallel to Elm Avenue. Cramner Street is here, Mansfield Road here. This building houses the classrooms for Year 5 and Year 6 and our junior school hall. This is the junior school hall, which is on the ground floor of number 9 Villa Road. It's used by the junior school for their assemblies and for any time where they want to spread out for their lessons. We also have in here our second-hand uniform shop, which is run by volunteers who support the school. This is one of 2 classrooms on the first floor of number 9 Villa Road. As you can see, they're quite spacious rooms. They have their own wet space for art and their own storerooms. The benefit of these classes was that they were purposely created when we purchased the buildings to give exactly the space we thought children of these years required. The Year 5 and 6 are up here separated from the main junior school for many of their lessons. This is partly to aid with their transition into senior school. But they are still full members of the junior school. They go back down to juniors for their lunches and for their playtimes. In Year 5 and 6, one of the things that changes with their curriculum is that we add in much more senior input into their learning. So, for example, the head of science in senior school takes the Year 5s into the laboratory for their sciences. Our modern foreign language teachers teach Spanish, even some Latin to children at this age. The Latin is to help them develop their English skills. You need to know that we don't do SATs at Hollygirt. We don't want to suspend our curriculum while we focus on a test that has what I believe to be no relevance to anything. Our curriculum is rich and full, with much creativity, with much singing, with much sport, and with much what would be more loosely academic content. We've got children in these classes of all abilities, but they will all progress into Hollygirt Senior School, and that transition for them will be easy because they will know the spaces and they will know the teachers that they will meet when they become Year 7 pupils. Thank you for joining us for our virtual tour of Hollygirt School. We hope it's given you some insight into our buildings and our environment. We're in strange times, and it's really not the same as seeing us face to face and getting to know the individuals that comprise our community. We're still taking registrations for September, and immediately after this video there will be a live question and answer session with members of my key team. Thank you.